So the pectoral girdle in the cat is made up of two types of bone. You have the scapula, which is also known as the shoulder bone, and then you have the clavicle here. So the clavicle in the cat is rudimentary and it performs no specific function compared to other animals. Then the scapula is attached to the rest of the body by muscles. So there are muscles here that attaches the scapula to the body and not bones like you can see in some other animals. And this gives the shoulder great freedom as the cat moves to really extend its running stride. And also during running or jumping, the jolt of the landing is absorbed by the elastic muscular connection, sparing the bones and the skull from excessive shock. And this is very important for them. So let's talk about the upper appendages in the cat, or you can also call it the forelimbs. Now, the forelimbs in the cat are due to the fact that they are tetrapods, and that means that they are four-footed animals, unlike you have in humans. And then another thing that you need to observe in cats is that the limbs are usually located below the body, and this is different from what you see in the turtle. You see that the limbs are lateral to the body, and this allows cats to be able to support themselves efficiently and also allows them to be able to move faster compared to what you have in the turtle. So looking at each bones that makes up the forelimb, so the first bone is known as the humerus. So this is the humerus here, and then after the humerus you have the ulna, which forms the elbow joint. So you have the ulna, and then the next one beside it is the radius, and then below that we have what we call the carpal bones. So these are the carpal bones here, and then next to that we have the metacarpal bones, and then we have the phalanges, and what you're looking at right here are the claws in the cat. So talking about the pelvic girdle or the oscose, the pelvic girdle is a larger and heavier structure with an extensive surface areas for muscle attachment. So they are usually they are made up of three bones. So the first bone here is what we know as the pubis here, and then the next bone is the ilium here. So this is the ilium, it has the wing, and then the last one is the ischium that we have around here. So these three bones are attached together or fused together to form the acetabulum, which forms the fossa for the head of the femur to go in, and that allows it to move when the cat is running. Then there's another foramen here, we call it the ischial foramen, that's formed by these bones here. So you have that here. And another thing is that the pubis are fused together around here to form what we call the pubic symphysis, and this allows the pelvic girdle to stay in place. And when you come to the top here, you notice that it looks as if the pelvic girdle through the ilium is attached to the sacra or the sacral vertebrae, and this is very important because it helps to provide the thrust that allows the hind limbs to transfer that thrust to the rest of the body. So when they are running, the fusion of the vertebrae to the pelvic girdle allows the transfer of the force to the rest of the body, and they can efficiently move around. Looking at the anatomy of the hind limbs, the first bone here is what we call the femur. As you can see, that's the femur, is very long, and the next bone that you have is a very small bone in front of the femur, and it's called the patella. You can see the patella, very small bone here. And then next to that, you have the tibia. So this is the tibia here, and next to the tibia you have the fibula, which is smaller and thinner. Then distal to that you have what we call the tarsal bones. So we have the tarsal, this is the heel here, so this is the tarsal bone, and you have the metatarsal bones. Each of them, they have names for them. And then you have the phalanges here. So these are the phalanges, and then you have the claws. So cats are usually known as litigrates, and this is because the foot is lengthened and they usually walk upon their toes, unlike what you have in humans. So the heels in the cat is raised. You can see that the heels is raised and they walk on their toes. But in humans, the heel is usually on the ground.